Our children have a right to be able to play and play safe in their own neighborhoods.
Our kids need to be outside. Our kids need to be ripping and running, because we do have families who don't allow their kids to come outside and play because of the neighborhood.
We have found over time that the best deterrent to the unsavory, illegal activities in the parks is for legitimate park activity and usage.
Since 2007, the Finger Lakes Health Systems Agency has convened a 27-member Healthy Kids Policy Team made up of various professionals from Rochester. The group's goal is to improve the quality of life for kids by examining public policy change that promote healthy eating and active living. From the research presented, the group launched a 5-pronged strategy that focuses on better school food, safer play areas, food standards in the child care setting, at least 45 minutes of in-school physical activity, and policies that support breastfeeding. This video examines the progress made toward creating safe play areas. 5 playability plans were established for 5 neighborhoods the coalition deemed most needy.
What I really started doing was doing some surveys with residents in different neighborhoods to learn more around, do your kids play outside? Where do they play? How do they play? If you don't let them play outside because it's not safe, why isn't it safe? How is it that we can work together to overcome barriers to children playing safely in the neighborhoods as I did when I was a child?
We were talking about the whole concept of a holistic community. What does that mean? Not just housing, not just economic development, not just community engagement in itself, not just health in a general term. That we had to do something different so that we had long range thinking, long range planning, and long range results.
The Healthy Kids Playability Plan began in the spring of 2010. Park restoration projects occurred in the following neighborhoods: Jefferson Avenue, Project Hope, Dewey Driving Park, Beechwood, and Bridges to Wellness.
I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, we were looking at where kids were playing in the community, and we got a group of residents together, and they were very interested in looking at their play spaces. We were looking at building a playground, which right here we did in 2010.
These are neighborhoods where crime, drugs, and violence take away the ability of children to play safely in their own yards.
In years past, there's been negative things that have happened on this corner before the park, before the playground. And it's, it was 30 years of problems. It will take some time to change and rebrand this corner into something else. But I think we're taking the right steps and we're on the right path.
One of the very successful stories that we have is over at school number 4, and that was a play space that was really taken over by drug activity and quite a bit of gang activity that was taking place in the park. Once we started meeting with the parent-teacher organization, the school administration, and we actually brought along quite a few community partners to say, we need time, we need resources, and we really need to empower our residents to make this change and stand by them no matter what barriers they're finding along the way.
We developed a plan on turning this park into a family playground where kids could come and really play. Our kids are precious, and they're the most precious things that we have in this world. So in order to keep them precious and to let them know how wonderful they are, we have to make sure whatever they do, whatever environment they come into, it has to be clean.
The residents who live in these neighborhoods created these playability plans.
This is their neighborhood, this is their community, and they want what everyone else wants.
The residents did the work. They went door to door, talked to their neighbors, scheduled some meetings, involved Healthy Kids, involved us as staff.
They designed, this is what I need for me to feel safe to send my child to this space. And we gave them the resources and we just corrected those issues.
We were able to take that information and in a number of instances kind of shift our plans and our capital investments to respond specifically to the needs that were identified in those discussions.
We could build parks on every corner, and if you don't have the residents involved, it's just going to be a congregation point for negative activity.
Residents have taken responsibility for maintaining the parks and keeping a watchful eye on the activities in their playgrounds.
You know, when they're empowered and when they're part of that change, they also own it. So they really make sure that whether it's an investment in a park or a playground, or making sure that, you know, if you do see a drug house down the street, you do call the police and you do report it.
If we have citizens who feel empowered, engaged, who have that sense of ownership. I helped make this park. This park was improved and changed to meet my needs. Now you have an advocate, a built-in advocate who is going to inform us and let us know, you know, what's happening in that park, be it activity, be it equipment maintenance, and that's, you know, the way the machine works.
The first completed playability plan, Project Hope, was finished in the spring of 2011. Work continued with the neighborhoods, and the fifth and final playability plan was finished in the spring of 2012.
This center is the heart of this neighborhood. You know, a lot of the fears are based on what used to be and not what is now. So just by getting people to come down for a bike rodeo, a fall fest, spring fling, whatever it is, having activities here that highlights the center, it gets people a lot more comfortable coming here, sending their kids down, and they want other people to come into their neighborhood and say, wow, this is really a great place. I want to come back here.
Look there, I see the shanty.
While the physical improvements are considered complete, other parts of the plan continue.
It's a dynamic process, so as children change, as residents change, we had a plan that has the flexibility to kind of change with the neighborhood, to continue letting it move forward and evolving. Now that we've exposed them to what it's like to play and play safe, their ideas have yet to be discovered.
Through the Healthy Kids Initiative, these children now have new guidance and new resources necessary to live safe and healthy lives.
We really are going to take this park and this community to another level.
Our next step is you gotta have economic development along with this. As we're continuing, we got great momentum in terms of the housing, great momentum in terms of engaging folks. Now you gotta have the economics to support it in the neighborhood, because the neighborhood has to sustain itself.
One of these neighborhoods was the neighborhood that I grew up in. And I remember that neighborhood as a little girl being a very happy and healthy place to grow up. That really made me even more passionate to say, why is it that these children in this neighborhood can't play like I did when I was a kid? You know, I want that to come back, and I want to be a part of that change.